Welcome back to episode 57 of Relationship Monsters with me, Dr. Doofy. Hello! We are getting near the end of Bufu's cave. I think we're going to finish this episode. I am so excited. Do you smell that? Do you smell that? That's the smell of Faith's final puzzle. We are almost there. Oh, and now I'm getting hit by a tank on the other side of the room. I'm going to meatify you! I'm so close to the end, I can just start using my Bufu staffs with abandon. Plus I got another tank meat. See what's on this island. One Bufu staff, a mystery herb, and some money. Not even worth going for it. Oh, you thought you could sneak up on me, didn't you, rice boss? Not today. Everybody's trying to gang me in this room. Minotaurs. I should note that I grew up in Texas, so I pronounce words another Minotaur. A little bit strange. I say dinosaur instead of dinosaur and minotaur. Golly, look at that big old minotaur. It's a little bit of my Texan accent left over from when I was a child. But I believe the correct pronunciation is minotaur. I'm getting a little bit giddy here. Last episode, we designed an enemy based on the pain sharing status. Also based on unhealthy relationships in which one partner dominates the other and then apparently decides to stand in one place and pound nails into their head to hurt the other one's feelings. Or something. This episode, we will go over probably the last new monster design. Aww. No more new monsters. Because I think we might finish the dungeon. Knock on wood. Although there are an awful lot of rice bosses. This is the point where the dungeon starts to become genuinely dangerous and our patented go through the entire floor layout strategy isn't guaranteeing success anymore. So I'm going to start shooting a few arrows in the corridors just so I don't stumble into a rice boss and then have a Lilac come up behind me and they double team me to my death. The final monster design, at least I hope the final... Oh god, if I die again... No, I'm not even going to entertain that thought. Another tank. You know what? I don't even need to waste my meat maker. I'm just going to retreat into the hallway. Oh yeah, saving items just in case. I shouldn't need it, but just in case. Have that extra charge on my Bufu staff. The final monster design I am coming up with has to do with stationary monsters. Later, Shiren sequels on the DS and the enhanced ports on the PSP have a monster that looks like a Moai head from Easter Island. And it's stationary until you attack it, and then it starts attacking you. And I really like that idea of this kind of ominous presence in a room. It actually reminds me of an old Gene Wolfe novel. Gene Wolfe's an old fantasy writer from the 80s. He wrote a 4-part series called The Book of the New Sun that's pretty famous and popular. He also wrote a lot of really great short stories. His newer stuff he's still writing. Just as I said, starting to get a little bit dangerous. Let's see, I can't meatify him in the wall. I could become a Daster tank, I guess, and then I would be able to destroy him. But is there anything else I can do that won't trap me as a Daster tank? Because if another one shows up, I think I'm just gonna try. No, one more turn and I'm out. Let's see. Hell Reaper would let me run away. Oh, I've got Evil Soldier. Yeah, Pumpkin Muppet would be instant death. I gotta eat the Evil Soldier meat. I'm glad I saved one. Alright. I am reborn. You know what? Just gonna try to get out and revert. Oh boy. Have a jar of hiding. A meat maker. I could throw restorative herb, but if I miss, that's death. Fluffy bunny. Yeah. I'm just gonna heal myself, so at least I give myself a couple more turns and now try to meatify him. That's the safest solution. Oh yeah. Wow. Critical turn. I shouldn't get cocky. We're near the end, but I don't want to die right now. That would be even more heartbreaking to die on the floor where probably Naoki's somewhere wandering around on this floor or the next floor. Oh man, this floor's throwing weird combos at me. I love it. Alright. I could step on a rotten trap, but I have to risk it and get out of here. This is a deadly cocktail. These three monsters together are extremely promiscuous. Didn't step on a rotten trap. Excellent. Now, I don't want to kill the Fluffy Bunny, because that'll let everybody attack me. So I'll just let Fluffy Bunny attack me for a little while until this wears off. Hopefully, alright. Oh, there are a lot of ways that could have gone wrong. I could have stepped on a rotten trap. Another Death Angel could have shown up while I was a rice ball. This kind of encounter really shakes my confidence. But the important thing is I survived and I'm fine now. At least unless I do need to be careful. Whenever you're fighting a Minotaur, you want to make sure you don't get critically attacked. So you have to keep your HP pretty high. I'm just gonna use some double speed meat and escape from these two very dangerous enemies. Alright. Problem finally solved. I don't want to accidentally shoot a shopkeeper here, but again, I have pumping him up at me, so if I hit a shopkeeper, I'll be alright. Okay, just gonna kill everything like this. If the Death Angel attacks me now, you know, it has double speed, I have double speed, I'll be able to get away from them. The new monster I am introducing in this final, it almost wasn't the final one there for a sec, but now, definitely, final Boofu's Cave episode is going to be a large monster. There's a little bit of discussion in the comments about the disadvantages of having a monster that, like the Tainted Insect sprite, it really technically only takes up one space, but the sprite is so big it kind of overlaps all the surrounding sprites. It makes it difficult to see the monsters around the larger monster. And I feel like that's one weakness of this redesign. In the original Super Famicom Shiren, all of the... oh no. Getting lazy, Doofy. Alright, I'm gonna run away. Fortunately, I knew that path was safe and there was no rotten trap there. Oh, again? Man. At some point, I'm just gonna... alright. Yeah, forget... what? You know what? I'm just gonna attack this thing. I'm tired of running. At some point, you must turn and face your fears. Alright. Now, I need to revert. Alright. Again, if a Death Angel showed up, bad news. And I'm gonna try to get to floor 99. I'm having trouble already. A quarter of the way through on 25. That does not bode well for my chances. New man must for men though. So yeah, one thing I do like about Super Famicom Shiren the Wanderer is that enemies like the Roid Kitty, Minotaurs, Dragons, Army Cocks, their sprite is large in comparison to Shiren's, even though they only take up one space. And in this game, they're comparatively smaller. They're not as intimidating. You can see that Minotaur is like little. I don't like that at all. I don't mind if the sprites overlap the surrounding monsters. I wish they'd left them larger. One of the few things I really like in Shiren 3 are the boss monsters that take up 4 or more spaces on the ground. I think that's a really cool idea, and I'd like to see that in later Shiren games. The idea of coming into a room and having a huge monster inside that's trapped. It can't get out unless the passageways are 2 spaces wide. And if you notice in Shiren 3 they do make a lot of the passageways 2 spaces wide because of the difficulties of fighting in a party, an NPC stuck in a hallway. I'm getting off topic. But yeah, it would be cool to have to make it around a huge boss character that can't leave a room. Shiren DS sequels have that Moai head that attacks... oh, that's what I was talking about, Gene Wolfe. Finally remembered. In Book of the New Sun, one of the books, there's this room with this dead god in it, and it's very ominous. You know, he comes into this room, the protagonist, and there's just this kind of monstrous figure sitting in the middle of the room, and eventually, I don't want to spoil it, but just that feeling of, oh my gosh, there's something in the room, and I don't think it's moving, but is it alive? I don't know. I want to recreate that feeling by having sort of a statue enemy. And one monster we haven't seen, or one animal design we haven't seen, is a horse. So it's going to be kind of a big figure with a horse head. And maybe it'll take up 4 spaces, I don't know, maybe it'll just be a large sprite. Sitting there, it's not going to awaken unless it takes damage. So splash damage from a tank, an arrow shot at it from an enemy. It's going to behave like a kidney. It's going to wake up. It's going to be very, very powerful. So you do not want to accidentally cause damage to this monster. I haven't thought about what special abilities it should have, if any, but it's going to have a really powerful attack and a really high defense. Really, the chances of you defeating it are going to be almost nothing. So it might even be immune to some magical stays, although that annoyed me in Shiren 3. The way some bosses were immune to certain things and not others, you just kind of had to guess. That's actually caused the one death I had. Alright, I'm gonna save. I thought I'd find Naoki maybe on this floor, but next episode, definitely. We will finally finish Poopa's Cave in this 3rd run. Woohoo! I'll see you then. Bye-bye. I can't always die right before Naoki's found. But maybe I won't be a fool this time around. The trick is to keep eating all the monsters I'll be meeting.
Golly, look at that big old minotaur.